Offenses in this league so creative, Clark. A lot of them very hard to stop. And tonight, we get to see two of these great offenses in this one.
What a treat. The fast pace that these teams play with really wear you down defensively, and the way offenses can space the floor and spread you out, boy, it's fun to watch, but it's certainly hard to defend.
Stolen by Lewis. Down low. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
And Irving is comfortable running the offense. When a teammate's open, he's quick to whip it around and get him a good look.
Now, here is Young. Looking at his numbers right now, averaging 27 points a game. And it's in there.
Yeah, that's a good way to start the game. Nice inside bucket right there.
Here's Garland. Jacks up a three. Bangs home the trifecta.
That's a nice play, getting the separation he needs for a clean look.
And you look at him, he's given up an awful lot of size in that matchup, so he needs to have the ability to create separation.
Pass to Young. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. The Nets on offense. It's a 3-point game. And Robert Covington picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Now, here's Garland. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Rocket 6. Near the 3-point line, it's Lewis. It's rebounded by Manning.
Well, you know he wants that one back. I mean, more often than not, he'll sink that mid-range jumper.
The kick out to Young. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Now, here's Garland. Lewis gets the bucket.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
Outside, George. Pass to Oden. And it's Oden finishing it off.
My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it.
Nothing surprising about that, guys. We've come to expect plays like that from him, and still, they never get old.
Now, here's Lewis. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game.
Man, what a pass that was there. He really, really relishes making the game easier for his teammates.
Here's Young. Looking at his numbers right now, averaging 27 points a game. And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. And here is Garland. Again, the Nets for two.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
Now, here's George. The kick out to Young. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
Korver, no luck.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And he gets the bucket. Young's got 10.
Well, you know, for so long, Mike D'Antoni has been a vanguard on NBA offense. His teams have always played great offense, moving, spacing, dynamic players. Defense has not been at the level of offense, but I think he's actually improved as a coach in that area as well.
Brooklyn trails by 3. Harris outside. Garland with it. 5 points in the game. Pass to Vucevic. The jump hook. Nice touch on the bank shot.
The ball distribution was there. I mean, outstanding work all the way around.
Here's Young. He's got 10. On the wing, George. Puts up a 3. Shot clock reset for the Rockets. A 3 from Leonard. Outside, George. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And here's Young from the arc. To the wing right side. Outside, George. Here's Leonard. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. The Rockets lead by 1. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far in the scoreboard. And when you consider how the Rockets are doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
Well, when you control the glass, you control the second chance opportunities on both ends.
And, you know, their rebounding advantage has been glaring, simply outworking them on the boards for that entire first quarter.
Shots good from Young. Young's got 13. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
It reminds me of that Cameo song, Back and Forth.
A nice shot by Harris.
Just focusing on the task at hand, that's all you can do.
Yeah, these teams trading punches right now. I mean, it's table tennis. Back and forth we go.
Look at the big fella working on that possession. He knows how to fend guys off and get those rebounds.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Jimmy Butler has made several all-star teams, but he remains single-minded in pursuit of his bigger goal. Butler said, "I just want to win a championship. That's all that matters. I didn't do it in high school, didn't do it in college. If I don't win it here, then I'll go to the 50 and over league someday. But I got to win a championship at some stage." Kevin?
I like that attitude. Thank you, D.A. Pass to Korver. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. And the call will be against Harris. That's his first foul. Fox with the steal. Now Vucevic. And it's sent back by Leonard. And it's Houston on the break. And he commits the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Greg, I'm just so impressed with the level of finesse and craftiness that Lou Williams always plays with.
And, Kevin, you don't stay a perennial 6th Man of the Year candidate at Williams' age without having more than a few tricks up your sleeve. He's so good in tight spaces and can find a way to get a shot up where others just have to kick it out.
The tenacity on the interior, just battling, bringing that effort and will for second chance points.
Outside Thomas. To the wing on the left. Takes the three. The Rockets with another miss. Nets leading by 3. It's Fox with the drive. And he banks in the layup. Fox has got his first bucket of the night.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
And here's Fox. He'll bring it up for Brooklyn. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Yeah, you get the sense that they're going to start stretching this lead out a little bit.
The Rockets with another miss. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. And it's Fox with the jam.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now.
Well, you know what? You don't want to do too much to get an opponent riled up. You got to be mindful of that.
An agile play to get his hand in there and get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
Outside Thomas. Buries the long-range jumper. Thomas got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
That's what you call confidence. I mean, whenever Randolph goes right up with the shot, he knows it's good.
Out of bounds. Houston takes possession.
You know, I think he may have forced that pass when there was really no reason to.
Houston trails by 8. Outside Portis. And the 3 off target. So it's Brooklyn now. They've led by as many as 11 points. Battier for 3. It's good from long range. Battier's got the lead up to 11 now for the Nets.
Man, just flying up and down the court. 9 straight in transition.
Running them right out of the gym, Greg. I mean, the defense looks like they're ready for a break.
Now here's Mills. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Hits the three-point bomb.
They're having more success from three-point range here in the second after a rough first quarter from deep.
Pass to Garland. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Redick way outside. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's Brooklyn in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. We come back right after this. And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. Left side, Martin. A three-pointer off the mark.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Pass to Portis. Back to Mills. The offensive rebound. And Robinson comes to help. Redick with the 3. Drills the three-pointer. Redick's got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for Houston. Lewis outside. Launches it. Connects from three-point range. How do you think great coaches go about making that connection with their players?
Well, it starts with being candid and holding the player accountable. Great players want to and need to be coached. And great coaches find a way to do that effectively for that individual and for the team.
Stolen by Tucker. And it's Houston on the break. Mills in the corner. Back to Redick. From outside the arc. 6 to shoot. Houston needs to get a shot off. Goes up with a stripe. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. Brooklyn leading by 8. Just over a minute and a half played here in the third. Battier's shot good.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
Now, here is Young. He's got 13. From deep. Rebound, Brooklyn.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Garland, no good. Houston trails by 10. Young taking his time here. Outside, George. The kick out to Young. Stolen by Lewis. Pass to Garland. Sinks the triple. Garland's got 8.
Changing ends quickly, getting the advantage in numbers and finishing. They've been doing it all night long.
You know, they've been the more up-tempo team, clearly. It's helped them gain the advantage in this.
Now, here is Young. Looking at his numbers right now, averaging 27 points a game.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
Got that one up quick. Martin's got his first basket.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Pass to George. And here's Young from the arc. Robinson pulls it in.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
And, you know, they've got to be careful because this is when the team concept breaks down and guys start playing hero ball.
Young from outside, from beyond the arc, and then some. He's got 16.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you think his team would have the lead.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And he could tell his guys starting to wear down a little bit. Call time to just let them get their legs back under it.
Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. It's Fox with the drive. The 3 from Korver. A 3 ball. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. 6 on the shot clock. Young with the steal. And it's Houston on the break. Second chance shot. There's a minute left in the third. Here's the 3.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
And Leonard gets it to go.
Unselfishness always admirable in a basketball player, and Covington consistent at giving it up when one of his teammates is open.
Now here's Fox. He has 6. Here's Korver. The kick out to Fox. Pass to Hero. Just 5 on the clock. Fires from deep. Hits it from 3-point range. Fox has got 9.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on it.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
Yeah, I agree. You know, sometimes that can be a tough call for the refs to make, but not that time. It was easy there.
And it's Fox with the jam.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a pump. And so it's Brooklyn in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. Their defense has been terrific in this game. We'll return shortly. And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Young outside. Pass to George. For 3. A rebound by the Nets.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Young outside. pass to Leonard. Fires for three. Buries it from three-point range.
And all those second chance points have given them a boost here in the second half, and that's a great way to cut into the lead.
And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Back to Harris. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the Rockets. Down by 15. Their next game is at the American Airlines Center in Dallas for a game with the Mavericks. That'll be the second of this two-game road trip. Inside, Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Oh, boy, to be Young again.
Makes you nostalgic, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does make me look back a little bit, but I could never throw it down like that. But it sure does look good.
And Robert Covington picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Now Garland. Outside Martin. The three. It's hauled in by George. Houston trails by 13. Young outside. Kept alive by Houston.
And the offensive rebounding, really the story here today. Even with the big lead, they're still showing more hustle on the board.
Pass to Garland. Back to Lewis. Outside Robinson. Shot clock at 5. Knocks down the three ball. And the Nets lead by 16. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Nets.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort to the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
And Clark, when you look at how the game has changed, if you were entering the league today, how would you reshape your skill set?
Well, the biggest part would be expanding my shooting range. I was a good shooter at the time that I played, but would need to expand it, and was just starting to stretch out my shooting to the three-point line. And then also defensively, be a little more committed to that end of the floor, really working to get better there. The ball handling, passing, scoring, rebounding, those were things that I did pretty well.
It's back to Battier. And too long on the shot.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
Garland with it. George picks him up. Here's Lewis. A shot off that time. And it's Houston the other way. From deep three-point range. Back to Young. Rebounded by the Nets. They led by as many as 18 points. Lewis with the three. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness, as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for Brooklyn.
What an effort in the transition game we've seen tonight from these guys. Really pushed the ball, and I think in doing so created a lot of pressure on the defense.
Definitely had a huge edge, and this is their DNA. When they run the ball and dictate the flow of the offense like we've seen here, these are the kinds of games they can have.
And they took charge when it counted, and they'll be notching their 9th win overall. The wide open look here for Garland. Misses the three. Young with the ball. Robinson picks him up. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
Oh, costly error there. We'll see how they rebound from that miscue.
Well, you know what? Their wounds are self-inflicted. I mean, you've got to play much smarter than that.
Free throw good. Garland. He's off on the second. And the Rockets with possession here. It's a 14-point game. Man showing some terrific range.
You just don't realize how difficult it is to hit a shot that deep. And that was sweet.
Free throw drops for Battier.
I don't know if there's a player in the league that has better handles than Kyrie Irving. As a matter of fact, his handles are as good as any I've seen in the history of the game. Smooth, crafty, cunning. Man, it is so much a joy to watch this guy do his thing.
Lewis outside.